Hello and welcome back to the Taylor Seminars where we talk about how Taylor Swift turns life into poetry. I'm Hannah and I'm here with my good friend Exquisite. Hello.
Hi,
I
Anna.
forgot to say
How
co-host.
are
You're my
you?
good friend and co-host, but I am doing well. You're not just like joining, you're a crucial
Yeah.
part of this. We are excited, dear listeners, to start talking about track one of The Life of a Showgirl, The Fate of
hmm
Ophelia.
hmm
I really think it's funny or fun that it's the life of a showgirl and the fate of Ophelia. Like they really
I
go well
know.
together, but we know we have like this kind of overarching emphasis on the life or the fate and then of this person. And I think that works really well, especially because to me, this song is kind of like a prologue to the
hmm
whole album. We'll talk about that as in like there's a lot of references to other songs. There's a lot of themes in this song that play out to the rest of the album. I mean, what did you think the first time you heard this song?
I wasn't even thinking, Hannah. I wasn't thinking. I was like, oh my God, I'm having a ball.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it and we did not see any music video for it like the last couple album cycles. She's like released a music video for the lead single at least, but
hmm
this one we had to wait, and yet immediately I was like, oh, this is such fun dancing, guys. Exquisite is actually dancing right now.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm like, it's literally the Fate of Ophelia. I'm like looking at the lyrics and I'm like, let's do the song about it.
So if you are joining us for the first time this season, welcome. What we do is we start with like a little bit of an overview of the song, and then we'll go through each verse, chorus, bridge, do a little analysis. Sometimes we like go back to the beginning and then like do we kind of just go where we go. But we are so glad to be doing this again. And so let's talk a little bit about the song overall. So, Exquisite, who is Ophelia?
So Ophelia is a heroine from William Shakespeare, if you guys have never heard of him, from this little indie artist, William Shakespeare's Hamlet, which is also, just a play. I mean, I think it's underground. Taylor discovered this really old underground artist, and she's really like putting him on. And Ophelia is the one of the heroines in that play, and she is the betrothed of the main character Hamlet. And Hamlet has a lot going on just in general. His dad died, and then the ghost of his dad shows up and is like, "You need to avenge me
Because I
because
didn't
why
just
is
die. It was
exactly
your
like I
uncle.
was murdered, and it was your uncle father because your whore of a mother married my brother." And it's like, "Whoa, why is my mom a whore?" Um,
Yeah. If this sounds familiar, guys, it's actually also the Lion King plot was inspired by Hamlet,
mhm.
with Mufasa's ghost coming back, being like, "Avenge me."
Literally, like, you're supposed to help me. And anyway, so Ophelia specifically was while she was Hamlet's like betrothed, she was also the daughter of a nobleman. And they kind of like one of the famous scenes is like her father being like, "Get thee to a fishmonger, get thee to a nunnery." Uh Basically everybody was calling Ophelia a whore all over the place. Hamlet was They were not giving my girl the attention she needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Y-
uh, it's like, no, Hamlet says it to Ophelia,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, Hamlet
her
is.
father says something else to her that's kind of like crazy. Everybody was treating Ophelia like she was nuts, and she was like, "What is going on here?" Like, Hamlet, you're supposed to love me, and you
Hmm.
said you love me. And Hamlet does this whole thing where he pretends like he's crazy because he's trying to like figure out how to kill the man who murdered his father. And so Ophelia is then made crazy, and she either climbs up on a tree and falls into a lake,
A willow
river,
tree, to be
drowns,
specific.
or she jumps into the lake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You might have seen the very famous painting by John Everett Millais. I don't know how to say his last name. Millet. Lais, where she's like wearing this beautiful but heavy gown, and she's kind of face up in the water
Hmm.
because she's drowned, and she's like surrounded by nature, and she's like has these beautiful flowers next to her. It's almost like a very martyr pose.
Yeah, you could say Ophelia threw her life to the ocean rocks instead of the wolves, if you
Yeah.
mind allusion to guilty as sin.
Yeah, so the fate of Ophelia is one where love and lack of agency even have driven you to madness and to drowning.
Hmm.
And so, oh yeah, the fate of Ophelia is not one that you would want. Would you agree? It's one that, yeah, you would try to stay as far away from. And so, uh, Taylor talks about this song and how she likes to go back and change Shakespeare's tragic
Hmm.
endings. She's done it in Love Story, and she's doing it again here because if you've heard the song, you know that she's saved from the fate of Ophelia. But yeah, this is, excuse me, I think written and produced by Taylor Swift, Max Martin, and Shellback. And we will talk about this trio many, many times throughout. But if you don't know, they worked together for some of her biggest pop hits from Red, like in the album Red, to
Hmm.
1989 and Reputation. And now they've reunited. So, should we get into the lyrics?
I think we should. I think we should.
All right, let me start with the first verse. I heard you calling on the megaphone. You want to see me all alone. As legend has it, you are quite the pyro. You light the match to watch it blow. And I'm going to keep going. And if you'd never come for me, I might have drowned in the melancholy. I swore my loyalty to me, myself, and I right before you lit my sky up. Wow.
It's like both really romantic and also like yeah, like it's really romantic. Like just from those first lines of oh, you literally like called out to me.
Yeah.
Like opening up. Like I heard it. I heard it. You were literally summoning me. And I mean, I heard some things about you.
Yeah.
Like you like to strike matches, you're a pyro, you cause um and I wouldn't say you cause I could say chaos. Like chaos doesn't always mean like
Yeah.
derogatory.
Yeah. It's
Uh
you're explosive. Like you've got this energy.
exactly. You
Um,
have yeah,
you're not afraid to
energy, I
be a
think.
catalyst, right? A catalyst
Yeah.
helps,
Yeah.
things, chemical reactions to take place, and so there's booms and things like that.
You, you
Um,
like the match just to watch it blow. Like to watch it blow. That's why you lit it. You just wanted to see what would happen.
yeah,
Uh
yeah. You're kind of, you're not super cautious, and you're not like
mhm.
trying to be so safe. You are a little bit, wild, and it's kind of exciting.
Yep.
Uh,
A rebel. Rebel without a cause or
and then if you'd never come for me, I might have drowned in the melancholy. So here we have this first allusion or reference to the story of Ophelia, right? Because she drowned,
mhm.
right? And she's not saying
Mhm.
she would have literally drowned, but she would have drowned in these feelings, in
Mhm.
her sadness. And melancholy
Yep.
isn't like a depression either. Melancholy is more of like a light shade of blue, gray blue, right? You're not like
Yeah.
in this void. I might have just been kind of sad and lonely, but it's okay, because I swore loyalty to me, myself, and I, right? Like I'm good being alone, right? Like I'm, I'm gonna
Mhm.
put myself first. I'm gonna just be by myself, and I'm good with that.
Yeah. I'd also want to say, like, if you look up melancholy, just to help get a better idea, maybe for people who don't know the meaning, it's like a pensive sadness. Like, it just comes on. There's not necessarily an obvious cause, but you're sitting and thinking about your
Yes,
sadness.
yeah,
Um, and she's like, I might have drowned in just that sitting and thinking and being like in a state of like my base level is sad. And this also is like an illusion or like almost a connection to Lavender Haze of the you don't gotta see too much, you don't really read into my melancholia. But she's like, oh, you're reading into it and you're not going to let me sit there. Like, oh, I'm not going to drown in my melancholy or
yeah.
sit in my melancholy.
And I love
Um,
that both Lavender Haze and The Fate of Ophelia are track ones.
hmm
Mm-hmm. And
And
then right before you lit my sky up. So, and I think that goes perfectly with that first verse. You lit the match to watch it blow, right? And you were like, I'm going to
Hmm.
light this match. Maybe it'll go somewhere. And then it lit up the sky. It wasn't just like a petering out, or, sometimes you light a match and it just, in a movie, like try to light something on fire, but then something like the wind blows it out or like nothing happens. But here, like, it had a giant fireworks display.
It lit her whole sky. Like, that's crazy. We know how big Taylor thinks the sky is.
Yeah, huge.
Like, huge, ginormous. The sky makes an appearance in the Taylor universe. Um, and she's like, "You lit my sky up
Well, now that we've kind of
right before
alluded
you lit it." Yeah,
to what's happening, clearly this is a song about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. Like, let's
yeah.
just throw it out there.
Let's just
Um,
put it out there. Let's get that
I mean,
out the
she
way.
said it, you
Hmm.
know.
So we're
Um,
allowed to.
yeah. So let's rewind back to the first verse, right? So I heard you calling on the megaphone. That's clearly a reference to the
Yeah.
podcast.
Hmm.
Famous. What a meet cute, right?
Right. Jinx.
That's crazy, right? You want to see me? As legend has it, you're quite the pyro. Like we said, she called him a human exclamation point. Uh, their initials together are TNT, like dynamite. I think there's like some, right, like if you see him, he's a big ball of energy, a 6'6" ball of energy. And Exquisite, can you explain the "I swore my loyalty to me, myself, and I" in the context?
Okay. So there's this really funny tweet.
No,
Um,
Instagram. No, they do the Instagram
it
post.
was an Instagram post and it was a tweet. Like
Oh,
she posted them on both parts where Taylor, it was a late posted 4th of July post, and she goes, um, "Happy 4th of July from these independent girlies. See you soon, Kansas
yeah. I
City."
was like,
So
happy. No,
literally
yeah, happy Independence Day from your
from
independent
yeah,
girlies.
yeah. And she's like, "See you soon, Kansas City." And it's like there's so much comedy in that because she even said, like, she's referenced it and been like, "Isn't that crazy?" Because if you look at the people in this picture, like three of them are engaged. One's got married recently.
No,
She's like,
it
it was
was like a
really,
spell. The
yeah.
world's not the world. The world said bet, right?
Not, and like literally, "See you soon, Kansas City." Like that's the part that really
Yeah,
gets me.
it was
That's really
posted
hilarious.
July 7th, and I think that night she went on stage,
Hmm.
and I think that was the night Travis was there
No,
because
he showed up the next day.
the next day. Okay, so
Hmm.
um, that's
But isn't that funny?
that's
That's
so
funny.
funny, and so she like literally put it in the song. Like, I was ready to be an independent girly for
Again, like it was
a long
time, and
time,
then here
forever,
you
whatever,
go.
and you lit my sky up.
That's so fun.
It's
That's
just,
so
and
fun.
all of that is packed into just like such a tiny part of a pop song. Like, wow, we love her.
Hmm. Um,
All right.
and what I really enjoy is that because we're about to move into the pre-chorus and the chorus, right? With those pre-chorus and chorus, she sets up like that refrain of uh the fate of Ophelia, save my heart from the fate of Ophelia, and then in her second verse, she goes on to explain what she means.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, So I will start. "All that time I sat alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. Now I can see it all. Late one night, you dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. Pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Don't care where the hell you've been, 'cause now you're mine. It's about to be the sleepless night you've been dreaming of, the fate of Ophelia." Um,
Oh.
and Yeah, right. And then one of the first things I want to point out, because I feel like this is going over a lot of people's heads, not, and if it's gone over your head, I don't mean that in a bad thing, our listeners, because that's why you listen to us. So we're allowed to help you out. But she's not saying she is Ophelia, and she's not even really saying that she's exactly like Ophelia, and she's not saying a man saved her the person from the fate of Ophelia. She's saying Ophelia's fate, which is that she drowned after being mistreated by all the men in her life, um, is something that her heart could have gone through. Not her, because she can do it with a broken heart. Like she said this. But who wants to be like drowning in the melancholy like in their heart even if I can keep going, right? She's
Mm-hmm.
like, you saved my heart specifically, as in the part of me that cares about romance,
Yeah.
not me. So
Yep.
I'm like, it's fine. Like, she's not saying a man saved her. She's saying like, I might have given up on romance entirely. It would have just been about like me and my girls. Like, and it's not wrong to want romance
Yeah.
or to want someone to come and be romantic with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not illegal, you guys.
I just love the imagery that we get, right? So we see this woman in a tower sitting alone, and he's like off in some distant land, like honing his powers, like very like fairy tale, D&D, a kind of romantic novel kind of thing, right? And but
Hmm.
now that and then she says, I can see it all. She zooms out and then she zooms back in. Late one night, you dug me out of my grave, which is a crazy thing. A grave
Dug me
digging
out
is
of my
crazy,
grave end. I'm
right?
sorry, just
But
yeah.
basically, he saved her, resurrected her even. It reminds
Hmm.
me of gosh, All Too Well 10 Minute version where like she
Hmm.
was like basically I was dead and gone. It was dead and gone and buried. Check the pulse.
Yep, back swearing it's the same after 3 months in the grave.
Exactly, right? And so, but you
Yep.
dug me out of my grave. You are like, it also reminds me of like, the like kind of like Orpheus, where he refuses to believe that Eurydice, or his lover, to stay dead. He's like, no, like I will find a way to Hades and back. Doesn't spoiler alert,
Hmm.
doesn't work out. But anyway, but this one it did, right? You saved my heart. You restarted the heart. I mean, even in You're Losing Me, where the heart stops, right? My heart won't start anymore. And this guy's like, well, have you tried TNT? Have you?
Do I need to like blow this up? Let's try this. Let's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I tweeted this earlier where this really reminds me of the Albatross. I know you clocked it too, like right away, right?
Yeah.
And she's locked in the tower, um, and then he's been dreaming of this girl and trying
Hmm.
to rescue her, and everyone's like, don't do it, don't do it. And then we'll see that's come back at the end of the post chorus where he does get to be with this girl of his dreams because well, and I think that's actually now that I see it, I just had a moment right in this song. She says he rescued him, but he rescued her, but in the Albatross, she rescues him, right? Like I
Hmm.
spread my wings like a parachute, and so it goes both ways, guys. To emphasize Exquisite's point in the beginning about the
Yeah,
heart.
exactly. And also, Ophelia was never in a tower, and I think that's one of the points where she's like explicitly doing that difference between the two of them.
Yes.
Like Ophelia wasn't locked in tower, but Taylor herself has used the tower imagery throughout her music, especially on that last album where she was using that imagery.
Yeah.
Because again, she's not saying I am Ophelia. She's just saying,
I didn't end up like
we
her.
yeah, we share similar traits. And maybe if Ophelia had a 6'6" Titan who wasn't playing around with her heart instead of a tortured poet,
Yeah.
she'd be alive.
Yeah.
Um, and I just love that. I love like we go from tower, which is really high up, to down in the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. And then let's talk about the Keep It 100.
I love that.
I
Taylor
love it.
said that the reason she did that is because she really loves mashing up Shakespearean verses with modern language. She did it on Love Story, and she's doing it here. Um, and it's like, yeah, yeah. She's like, keep it 100 also means like you're always being real with me. And it's important to note that like the reason Ophelia was like that is because Hamlet was playing with her. He was literally playing a game with her mind and with everybody else. Like he was not keeping it 100 because like he was locked in on something entirely different. And he was pretending to be insane. So you keep 100 on the land, the sea, and the sky, everywhere.
Everywhere. And obviously 13 plus 87 is 100. They like
Yep.
dropped that little Easter egg in, I think Travis had an Instagram post. It was also in their little podcast episode. Pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Yeah, so to pledge allegiance is promise fealty, to promise that you'll never betray
Mhm.
them and you'll be aligned with them forever. To your hands, which, to
I
you,
mean,
I mean, hands, but also, to holding your hands, for example.
Yep.
uh, to your team, right? Obviously, a little nod to the Chiefs. Karma's the guy on the Chiefs. Your vibes, and I think vibes. She always says Travis is a vibes guy, right? Like he's the life of
Hmm.
the party. And yeah, being around someone who can keep things light and fun is so freeing.
Depth without the darkness is
Yes,
how he described the album, but also how she would describe Travis,
yeah. And then
which is,
don't
yeah.
care where the hell you've been, because now you're mine.
I
Um,
think that's so romantic,
that
by the
is
way.
That is so. It reminds me of the alchemy, where it's like these child's play back in school is forgiven under my rule,
Hmm.
and maybe other places I can't remember. But
Like she's like, it doesn't matter if anybody else has had you. It
yeah,
doesn't matter if anybody else knows. Like, and also it almost like reflects on herself. She's like, it doesn't matter if anybody else has had
yeah,
me because now you have me. Now I have you. You're mine. Like, who cares? And it's great. I think that's so romantic. Um, it's about to be the sleepless night you've
and
been dreaming of.
and I think that her use of the and now because now you're mine is really powerful. I think the word mine is used a lot. I noticed in this album, obviously in this song, but immediately next we're gonna see it in Elizabeth Taylor, like don't you end up anything but mine, right? Like it's
Hmm.
um and so maybe it's like kind of just those two songs, but it because they were back to back, it really struck out to me. And yeah,
Well, she also does a "Sweetie, It's Yours" thing. Um,
is that Honey?
yeah.
Yeah, it's very possessive in like a safe and secure romantic way.
Exactly. And it's also like I love that there is no like there's nothing like hashtag derogatory about the way she's describing how he came in and found her. There is no like he's not like a thief, like it's not a robber. He wasn't like grave robbing.
Yeah,
He was digging up her grave because he realized she was still alive under there. He wasn't
that's
like
right.
dealing digging
She's
up a
not
dead body.
dead.
Get her out. Like he's
No.
like, get her out. She's not dead.
And then now it's about to be a sleepless night.
You've been dreaming of, and not the sleepless nights she's had before, or
Yeah,
that he's had
it's
before.
not an insomnia night. It's
Yep.
not staying up at midnight trying to like figure out what went wrong or how do you
It's
end up
not,
here.
yeah. And I mean, she mentions sleepless. She'll mention sleepless nights later on in the album. It's like a theme, and she like flips it where it's like instead of literally instead of like insomniac, it's sleepless nights for other reasons.
Great reasons. On
Fantastic reasons.
on that note, let me go to verse 2. The eldest daughter of a nobleman, Ophelia lived in fantasy, but love was a cold bed full of scorpions. The venom stole her sanity. And if you'd never come for me, I might have lingered in purgatory. You wrap around me like a chain, a crown, a vine, pulling me into the fire. Ugh,
That time. Okay. Yeah, literally, like it's just so good. But also it's like she was like, okay, maybe people don't know who Ophelia is. So let me tell you. Yes, she's the eldest daughter of a nobleman. She lives in fantasy as in like she lives in a storybook, like it's from a play. Um, but love was a cold bed
and she
full of
also lived in fantasy
scorpions.
like she had a fantasy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And the fantasy might have been like that she had a lover who cared about
Oh,
her.
so sad. I mean, if you were living in a cold bed full of scorpions, I think you would want a fantasy, right? Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't, you wouldn't want to. I mean, yeah, it's just sad. Like you would want love to be roses and you know basketball hoops, not stinging arachnids.
Yeah. That are like trying to kill you. And I love the part where she goes, the venom stole her sanity because I like how she sings it. Like she goes up the octave
Yeah,
and she goes the ah like she yells in the background. It's like a screech. Um it's just really good because you know what it sounds like? It sounds like someone tossing themselves.
oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I love that. And I also love like the nod the secret nod to eldest daughter, the track. We have that
Hmm.
in here, and so another that's another reason why I think this is like a prologue. We kind of see little hints of that. And yeah, and then if you'd never come for me, I might have lingered in purgatory. So if you don't know, purgatory is this belief. It's most prevalent in the Catholic afterlife view of the afterlife, where if you're not that bad and you're not that good, you can live kind of in this in between state where your soul
Hmm.
can improve, and so to linger there. So it's again back to this idea of the melancholia. Like she's not like super happy. She's not like in the depths of despair. She might have just hung out there for a while, right? But instead, you wrap around me like it's like so the same imagery or similar imagery to when he dug her out of the grave, like you
Hmm.
lassoed me with this chain, or and then or a crown, which is crazy. Like, okay, well, crown I feel like we can talk about, but or a vine, right, like in very Indiana Jones, and then you
Hmm.
pulled me into out of the purgatory. What do you
Yeah,
think
and into
wrap
the
around me
fire.
like a crown looks like?
I think it literally is like Taylor does the motion of like being crowned. I think he's literally like in her head, like wrapped around her like mind, like a crown.
Oh,
Like
that's a
he is
cool
in her
interpretation.
head. What
Yeah.
do you think it means?
I mean, I mean, so one idea was like, you know how uh, the crown of thorns that Jesus had, but not thorny, like viney, like okay, I guess more like a laurel wreath, right? That
Oh
that the
yeah.
Greek and Roman gladiators, or I guess no, the Greek Olympics, they put the
Hmm.
laurel crown wreath. So for me, I think it's kind of like that. It also similar to the vine, and I think the
Yeah.
laurel wreath works because it's a symbol of victory. It's a symbol of like you
Yeah.
made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do
I
have
mean,
thorns
yeah.
later, but not in
Yeah.
this song.
I was thinking like chain typically goes neck or maybe hands depending on what your chains are wrapping. So I'm like, okay, he's got her hands or like her
wait,
neck,
wait,
and then
wait.
he's got her
Different
head,
chain.
body,
Different chain.
body chain.
The T chain on
Yeah,
on
he's
her
wrapped
leg,
around her. No, look, he's wrapped around her thighs. He's
thigh.
wrapped around her whole body and her head. Like he's got her mind, body, and soul right now.
Wait, that was crazy. The T chain. If you don't know, Taylor Swift wore to the Grammys a red body chain around her thigh with a like a ruby red like T on it, and it lit the internet on fire. Which right, so okay, so pulling me into the fire. So again, when we're talking about this purgatory reference, right? Like you would think dragging her to the fire would be like hell, right? Because hellfire. But in this case, it's definitely like the bright, happy fire, right? Like
Hmm.
it's going back to this kind of explosive energy that we talked about, like lighting the sky up, right? Fireworks, like into this passion fire. Is that do you
Hmm.
agree, or do you think
Yeah,
it's hell?
yeah. I don't think it's hell. I think it's interesting that she goes from purgatory to fire, but she means it not as in hell.
Hmm.
Because if purgatory is the in between, like then fire would be the next one. And I mean, if you go by like the her song canceled, she's kind of like, yeah, I'm the queen of hell, whatever. But I think she just means like he lights a match, lights her sky up, and he wants her to join him in this like fire that they set.
Yeah. Ugh. And then we go back into the chorus and the whatever this next part with like the TikTok dance, which is incredible. Do you want to do the bridge?
Yes, because this is one of the things that Taylor like lifts from Hamlet of the "'Tis locked inside my memory and only you possess the key, no longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. Locked inside my memory and only you possess the key, no longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me." And that is it's from Hamlet Act 1 Scene 3. "'Tis in my memory locked and you yourself shall keep the key of it." And Ophelia's talking to Hamlet, and like his love promises he
Wait, I
gave to
thought she
her.
was
But like,
talking to her brother in
is
that.
it her brother? Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up because I can't. I'm like, guys, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and it's okay. That's why we have two hosts. Act 1
Hey,
Scene. Yeah, that's why Hannah's here. And you can look at this because you can if you go to the Folger Shakespeare Library,
We'll
then you
try to
look
link
at
it
it.
in our notes. I'll make a
Um,
note to link it in our notes.
Let me just pull it up. But it's stolen. It's stolen. I know what part it's at. I just have to go to it. Um, but I
Yeah.
think she may be. Oh, she may be talking to Laertes.
Who's her?
Let's see where Ophelia pops in. Enter Ophelia. Yeah, she's talking to Laertes. I just made that up that she was talking to Hamlet.
That's
Ignore
okay.
me.
So yeah, so basically
Ignore
she's
me.
telling her brother Laertes, uh, what you said to me, I guess, is locked inside my brain, right? And
Hmm.
no one can get it out because you have the key to it, and you're not going to
Hmm.
take it out. So I trust you. You got this.
Yep. Um, I would love to find it anyway. And then the also no longer drowning and deceived is also from Hamlet,
Oh, is it?
scene act 3 scene 1, and she goes, I was the more deceived. Um
Oh,
so that she took some lines.
yeah,
Um I think also like you don't need to read Hamlet to understand this song.
yeah.
But there's this fun thing to like note if you're reading Hamlet. Like if you go to Act 4, Scene 7, Ophelia's like last living scene. She like enters the room and she's talking to the queen and she's singing. And she has this line where she's like, before he promised to marry me before we had sex, but she says it in like Shakespearean. Um, and she's like singing about how she was like tricked, and she is so hurt by this because she's like, you tricked me and you lied to me, and she's like singing and she's hurt, and
And
I think I got the
she's
scene
like not
wrong,
doing
but
well, right? It's not like she's singing
no.
like a pop star. She's like descending into madness singing. Like people are like,
Like
what is she doing?
she's not having a good time at all.
Yeah.
She's not having a good time. um my poor sweet Ophelia, but
Yeah, and
uh
let's go back
it's
to.
scene 5, not scene 7. My fault, but yeah.
Oh, I love when you check your sources. I will
Which.
say, I love this bridge because to me it connects a lot to TTBD. For example, I think the only you possess the key is very reminiscent of in I Hate It Here, where she has the secret gardens in her mind and only she has
Hmm.
the key, like no one else. Like she's or and things like that. And also the no longer drowning and deceived. I feel like were what she was on TTPT album. She was drowning, like in So Long London. She was trying to
Hmm.
keep her head above the water. And we know that she felt so deceived by all these promises of these men who ghosted her.
Oh, my sweet, sweet, sweet Shaylas. My Shaylas.
Yeah, and right, and that's why she was dying. That's why she was in melancholia. She was in the grave. That's why she needed to swear allegiance to me, myself, and I. But now she's gonna remember forever, right? Like it's locked in my memory that you possess the key, that you and this memory is that you came for me, right? Like you stood outside with your podcast mic being like, hey, here's my number on a
I
friendship
want to give
bracelet.
you my number. I'm being very open and serious with you. This is not games. This is serious for me. Let's date.
Yeah, I mean, which speaking of which, it makes me think of like that "Say Anything" scene with John Cusack holding up the boombox, and
Hmm.
like Taylor isn't, and he did a podcast mic, and she was in a tower, not in a second floor bedroom. It's
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm. And I think you got to think of like what that does to your brain to have someone just approach you and be like, "This is exactly what I want. Do you want the same things?" Um, Instead of like, because Taylor has sung a lot about the cat and mouse game, and
And someone
um,
slipping a ring off her middle finger and putting it on the one people put wedding rings on.
yeah, 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 like that's not what happened here. Um, and it is like reflected kind of all over the album where she's like sleepless nights you've been dreaming of, that's all over the album.
Yes.
The like pledging to be with someone is all over the
Yeah.
album.
Some vows, right?
We also have like the cold bed full of scorpions is on the album,
Mm.
if you will. Let's talk when we get to father figure, we will get there.
Yeah.
um So like thematically, the fate of Ophelia is she's like, here's your prologue.
Yeah.
Here's your intro.
Yeah, and it really sets the tone for the lightness of the album. Like, yeah, there's dark stuff, but overall, right? I am in such a happy place, and this has been a theme throughout a lot of her interviews during this release week, which was that I'm still in the same mindset as I was when I made the album as when I'm releasing the album. Whereas for TTPD, when she was making the album, she was drowning and deceived, but when it came out, she was like in love, right? Like she was fine. She's like, I'm,
Mhm.
I'm good. I just get to play this character on stage. But here in this album, you can kind of really see like, oh, the showgirl is she's out and she's in full force. And Exquisite, have you learned the Fate of Ophelia dance?
I cannot do it to save my life. I try so hard. Um, I get right after I can get the land, the sea, the sky, but then right after that it's over. I can't figure out the
I
rest.
can do. I can follow
I
along, but it
I got
is.
the vibes part.
Yeah, totally. Any other thoughts as we kind of wrap up the episode?
I would like to say that, and this is in in reference to this idea of like paternity testing, that I don't think like one Taylor on her tour is like kind of just flat out been like, yeah, this is about Travis. So I feel like, that's allowed to be like, yeah, this is about Travis. But also, one of the things we love to do here on the Taylor seminars is to read the text for what is there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like connect it, like we can do some intertextual analysis between books or between other movies or other Taylor songs, but we love to look at what is in there. And while it is, I think, yes, it's pertinent to analysis to like think about what is going on in the author's life, um and also to comment on like performances of the songs and like
Right.
how she's singing things and like how it's been produced, because that's all a part of music when you absorb it. But I don't think like we're not exactly like, if we see like her being like, yeah, it was a dark time for me. We're not being like, oh, this is exactly what she was doing and with whom on XYZ
Yeah.
date. And I feel like our listeners know this because we've never really done that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I just wanted to say it because I think it is important. Especially when we get into songs that maybe aren't as obvious, or songs that it's like, well, let's just look at what she's doing here.
Yeah.
Let's look at the character, because Taylor mentioned that folklore-esque storytelling. And it's like, yeah, sometimes she may not always say something that was exactly true or that like happened to her. See Eldest Daughter, when she's like, yeah, I broke my arm, but we know Taylor has never broken a bone because
Right.
she has told us she's never broken a bone. Sometimes she's making a diction choice. um
Addiction literally means word choice. She's just like, this
yeah.
word sounds better.
Yeah. Sometimes she's serving the song versus letting
Yeah.
the song serve the truth. That is what autofiction is. And we do see Taylor taking a stepping into many characters. Like, and stepping into archetypes when she's singing from a point of view. Like if you look at father figure, like she's stepping into
If you guys can't
character.
tell, Exquisite has lots of
Um,
thoughts about the
I have so
discourse
many thoughts
around this
about
album.
father figure.
The
I have
one
so
thing
many.
I do want to
Uh,
add is I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think this song that really reminds me a lot about Willow, because both this song and Willow have this kind of old timiness, but she throws in modern lyrics. Like I Come Back Stronger Than a 90s Trend is so keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the
mhm.
sky. And they both have these very infectious fun melodies. The other thing I totally forgot to mention is that I saw this on TikTok, so it's not me. But you know in the beginning how it starts with that piano and it's like dun dun dun. So the scale that she uses is not a major scale or a minor scale like normally used in pop songs. It's something called the Dorian scale, which is used like in church music, like Gregorian music. It's so that's why it sounds a little bit like otherworldly. And when you watch it with the music video, it really fits with the whole like vibe of her being Ophelia. And then as soon as she comes in, it goes back into that major key. And then when it ends, once again, you get this like kind of Dorian, I guess it's called a mode. Sorry, if you're a music person, you can let me know.
Mhm.
And that's why it has that little like Shakespearean sound at the beginning, at the end. And I think that's, I love this song.
Yeah, I also love the way it intros. Like, there's something about it that feels like it's the score of a movie when
Yeah. Yeah,
when
to
it
me it's like
comes in.
you're
It feels
entering a
movie.
book, or like entering, you're literally entering this world, like stepping into the Narnia closet or something like
Hmm.
that. And so, yeah, I think it sounds so good, and I can't wait to scream sing it somewhere somehow. Um, but yeah. All right. Do you
Yeah.
have a emoji?
What's the most Shakespearean emoji?
Oh my gosh. What he Shakespeare? I mean, we could do like a little pen, right? Shakespeare was a writer.
Yeah, I mean Taylor is the modern day Shakespeare, and I say this in all seriousness.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm being so 100% serious.
yeah. So then
Shakespeare was a pop star.
Shakespeare was a poem. Yeah. Why don't we do? I mean, this would be a simple. Pick a pen or a pencil or a hand writing something, just to
Hmm.
complement Taylor's writing skills in this album.
Hmm.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to know what your favorite tracks are. And we can't wait to go through the rest of this album with you guys.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Hannah.
Bye.
Bye.